Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to CLC's podcast today. A huge, big topic to talk about. It's the removal of medical collections from credit reports. But is it going to happen? The CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, just last week pushed out a ruling that's saying removal of medical collections and not allowing lenders to use that in a lending decision. So, which is it's pretty exciting news for consumers that it's an estimated 22,000 more mortgages out there to be able to be done. Look at increasing over 15 million credit reports by over 20 points is some of the estimations that they have out there. So I'm all about relief for consumers. So that is exciting. There's been legislation and movement this direction already happening since the No Surprise Act. Really starting in 2018, and there's layers to it. Come back where anything below 500 has already been suppressed from credit reports in regards to medical collection. So we've already seen that. They've also instituted that any paid medical collections are going to be suppressed or omitted from credit reports. So consumers have already gotten some relief in this area, but for a total ban of medical collections from credit reports and or lenders utilizing that to make lending decisions, is a big push. But hey, is it going to happen? Well, the timeline of that, if this holds up, is typically once they record that ruling in the register, which is normally within 2 weeks of releasing the information, which is we're already a week in, then it's 60 days out for that to go final. Now, what could stop? Well, there's two huge trade groups that have already filed lawsuits to stop this and push back from the CFPB being able to do this, arguing that it's in violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Now, both these groups are the CDIA, which is a trade group that represents TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, and the ADA, which is a trade group that represents debt collectors. And their argument is that it's not going to, or the negative impacts of it, how it'll lead to inaccurate lending decisions, which actually would argue that drive up the cost on everybody because lenders are going to make more mistakes with less accurate credit reports, and therefore the cost for everybody's going to go up. There's an argument that unlawful in regards to the debt collectors trying to collect it, right? And, who really feels sorry for a debt collector, especially when it becomes the medical. But when you look at this big picture, their argument that they make is unfortunately very valid. And they've got some good points to that. So we'll have to wait and see if that ruling goes in the debt collectors and credit reporting agencies' favor or in the favor of consumers. But we'll know relatively quickly on this. These cases were filed in the District Court of Texas, Eastern District of Court of Texas, and the argument is that the decisions that would be utilizing, or the credit scores that are utilized when making lending decisions, wouldn't be as accurate. And when it comes to that, you have to really kind of look at the big picture. We've got a lot of things pushed back already of collections can't pop on within 180 days of the date of service. They've even pushed that back to 12 months. There's another phase of that coming. You're looking at newer scoring models being utilized by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which are FICO 10T and VantageScore 4.0, which has to happen by the third quarter of 2025. Now, they already are treating medical collections different than standard collections, so they're less impactful. Now, FHA, which is what's utilized by a lot of first-time home buyers, people don't realize that FHA would never require someone to pay a medical collection in order to move forward. And they'll allow lenders to utilize medical situations in a consumer's favor, meaning not hold it against them. So there's things that are out there that I implore you, if you're thinking, hey, I just solved the problem if all this medical collection and these debts come off of my credit report, that could be a really good thing for sure. But also, too, make sure you understand really what's impacting you so far. or already right now? Is that medical collection really what's preventing you from moving forward with a mortgage? Does it have an impact on your score? It sure does. But there's a lot of things already out there to help prevent you from being harmed unfairly by the medical collections. But again, big news, CFPB, removal of medical collections from credit reports may hold up. We sure hope so. But if it doesn't, there's still relief coming in different forms. This is also the two arguments by the CDIA and the ACA, the trade groups that are representing debt collectors and the credit bureaus, right? Has some Republican lawmakers pushing back against it as well. And a lot of this is very political in the sense that the relief that they're arguing, a lot of that relief is already there. There's been things planned that are already in place that just hasn't completely transpired yet. But pretty exciting just to see that this is the environment we're in and really bringing more relief to consumers. So hopefully we get it. If we don't, we still have some things already on the roadmap for 2025 that's going to bring it there. But hope you found some value in this. If you got any questions, anything regarding credit scores, credit reports, debt collectors, and getting approved for a mortgage, give us a call. We'd love to help answer any of y'all questions. Thanks. Have a fantastic rest of your week.